Hi everyone, I'm Skye, and this is episode 1 of my podcast, Sky High Elevated Living. Um, I've been wanting to start a podcast for a while now on self development and kind of like the holistic healing practices that I've incorporated. Um, First, a little bit about myself. Growing up, I had a bit of a rough childhood, and it led me to make a lot of questionable choices. I ended up in and out of jail multiple times, and I, I experimented with drugs. I was homeless. I've slept behind dumpsters and whatnot just for some shelter. In park bathrooms, um, I wasn't doing so hot. I was making a lot of bad decisions, and I couldn't figure out why, and I couldn't figure out how to get myself out of this cycle that I had been stuck in. And in, I want to say 2018, I was in jail again, and I started reading some self-development books. I started with The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And then I went to The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Then I want to say I did The Slight Edge. Can't remember who that was by. But The Power of Now taught me how to get myself out of my head by living in the present moment. Because when I wasn't stressed about the future, like all the bills I had to pay, coming up with rent, coming up with just whatever I felt I needed to survive, if I wasn't stressed about that, I was I was stressing about how hard my life is and how unfair it all is, and doing a lot of blaming. I had a lot of the victim mindset in many ways, and I had a really hard time. Like, I was fairly self-aware that I was being, self-destructive and whatnot, but I just couldn't get myself to stop. And so reading The Power of Now taught me, how to ground myself in the present moment and incorporate breathing exercises into my daily life, and that's really changed a lot. Then the Four Agreements taught me, there are, like, everything is a dream, it's an illusion. We're creating this reality every day, and we have a shared dream that we're all experiencing. But I don't know if you've ever had a conversation with someone who they thought things were one way, and you were certain things are another way. Like, I don't know if anyone's seen the picture of us, the two people looking at different sides of the 6, and one person saying it's a 6 and the other person saying it's a 9. They're both right, but the reality is different for someone. One of the Four Agreements is, always be honest. Be impeccable with your words, um, because your words create reality. Um, what you tell yourself is true. Everything you say. If you say life is hard, your brain will always be on the lookout for ways that life is hard. If you believe, you gotta work hard, and then maybe if you're lucky, you'll get money or whatever. Whatever you put in the world, that's true. Whatever you say and whatever you think is true. Thoughts become actions, actions become personalities, personalities become belief systems, and if you want to change your personal reality, you got to change your personality to someone who is living in the reality that you want. When I want to say maybe in 2011 or 12, I read The Secret by Rhonda Burns, something like that, which taught me about the law of attraction and how everything vibrates. Everything is energy, everything is connected, and it's connected through frequency. And things that are on the same frequency are quantumly entangled. And so the way to the way to attract something into your life is to become the embodiment of that frequency. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, I was in jail and I got reading these books, and I started getting into different religions. I was born and raised LDS, and I actually ended up having a lot of religious trauma around family because of my family dynamic. I kind of wished families weren't together forever, kind of thing. And the LDS religion believes, families aren't together forever. And so my I just wanted out of that situation. And I mean, that started a lot of my negative behaviors, but I started shopping around for other religions. I tried Taoism, Buddhism. I tried Catholicism. I read books on a lot of different religions just to kind of get a feel what was out there, because I always had this feeling, there is a higher power out there. There is this unseen but always felt entity, and there's good orderly direction that could be your God. But I always just felt that there was something bigger, and so I was shopping around for religions and everything while I was in jail as well. I was reading all these books, just to try and get a perspective shift, and something started resonating with me, and I started meditating. I started kind of trying prayer in many different variations and whatnot, like just putting a thought or intent into the universe, essentially, like, please help me, like, while I'm going out looking for a job, or just essentially asking the universe to look out for me. Um, but I nothing ever really clicked. I even tried Wiccanism and everything. A lot of the girls I was dating at the time were really into Wiccanism. I tried Asatru even. And I nothing ever really connected. Not really. Um, I got out. I was homeless, and at one of the homeless shelters, uh, I met some people, had some really interesting conversations with people about their beliefs, spirituality, and to my surprise, it kind of converted me from the religion mindset into spirituality. I more identify as spiritual, not religious now, even though I do belong to the LDS religion currently. I feel like when you've been through some things, no one religion really embodies everything, because everything is true to the people who believe in it. So I've never been one to like discount a religion as not true, but it wasn't what resonated with me. And I did pretty well. I got myself out of being homeless. I actually have a room in apartment now. I'd been clean out of jail for, I want to say, 2 years. I went back to jail, and because I had stayed homeless for a while, and I got really angry that I couldn't figure it out, and I got myself locked up. I was like, at least in jail I got 3 meals a day, and a place I can shower every day, and typical homelessness rationalizations. And it was the last time I went. I've been to jail one other time other than this experience, but the time I went to jail before that, or that I'm talking about, in 2018, no, 2022, so it'd been 4 years. In 2022 I went back to jail, and I heard a podcast, because at that time they just introduced tablets to county jail, and I was listening to a podcast in jail. It's called The School of Greatness by Lewis Howes, and he had a guest on the show. His name was Dr. Joe Dispenza, and it talked about the law of attraction, and how to actually change your brain to work in your favor, like how to stop the toxic patterns and the self-destructive behavior. And I said, basically, you need to starve the, you need to kill off the neural pathways that you've developed, because by the time you're 35, you are 95% subconscious programming. You're just running on autopilot. There's only 5% of conscious thought. And that was crazy because I just turned 35 when I went, or I had just turned 33, right? So that was coming up. I'm currently 35. But that was crazy to me. And I started learning grounding techniques, breathing techniques to kind of stop the thoughts as I would observe them. You know, you have your subconscious programming, which is that voice in your head that's constantly telling you, oh, I gotta do this, I got this to be stressed about, I'm insignificant, I'm a loser, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not, all that kind of stuff. And when you pay attention to those thoughts and really start asking yourself if that kind of thinking is serving you, you're able to change it. You're able to recognize those thoughts, do some deep breathing, and replace that thought with a healthy thought. And I started meditating, doing deep breathing exercises, and everything, and started, when I got out of jail, again, I bought like all of Dr. Joe Dispenza's books. Becoming Supernatural, You Are the Placebo, Evolve Your Brain, Meditations for You Are the Placebo, and I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure there's another one. But anyway, I bought all these books, and I started really paying attention to my thoughts, really paying attention to what energy I was creating, putting out there. If someone cut me off in traffic, was I angry? Did I let that, 2 seconds of inconvenience for myself ruin the rest of the day? I mean, I'm sure everyone's seen those memes or TikToks where it's, or reels where someone asks, I'm trying to remember the numbers. If you had however many minutes there are in a day in your bank account, and someone burned $60 of it, would you burn the rest of the money in your bank account? No. But when we feed into the anger, the energy of negativity, we're essentially burning all that time. And time is much more valuable than money. And so I started thinking very differently. And I was doing and earlier this year, I was doing a mushroom trip, and I was thinking, about the breathing techniques I learned. I was thinking about I was thinking about like how to use my thoughts using visualization to create the future I want and everything. I was thinking about all of that. And then during that mushroom trip, I experienced an ego death. And what that is it's where your egoic mind, the mind that, is this image, this persona known as Skye, everything I identify with died. And I experienced myself as an energetic being, as a spiritual being. Because in energy and in spirit, we are capable of infinite possibilities, through infinite realities. They've actually, and I know this is slightly off topic, but they've actually broken down the makeup of an atom, and it is a wave and a particle, and all that wave is folded over onto itself into this particle, and that wave of energy is just infinite possibility. So everything that you are experiencing in your life is 99.99999% energy and frequency. 0.00001% of what you are seeing is what's actually there. The likelihood of you seeing reality as it actually is zero. There's no way you can see reality the way that it is, because we're only able to see through the red, green, or red, blue, RGB, red, green, blue color spectrum. We can't see beyond that, but there's light and sound that we're unable to see and experience. And so, back on topic, when I did this mushroom trip, I'd had a lot of PTSD, diagnosed PTSD, anxiety, depression. For a long time I was diagnosed with bipolar, complex chronic PTSD, autistic tendencies, seasonal affective disorder, just a bunch of different things. And that's not including the tendonitis in both my wrists from boxing, the developing tendonitis in my ankles from Taekwondo, I had really bad trauma to my thoracic nerve, chronic back pain, and muscle spasms that essentially looked like seizures. It was just my muscles contracting really violently over and over again, and I've been let go from multiple jobs because of it. I got that from a car accident in 2017, and that was part of the reason I was so angry at the world and everything. And during that mushroom trip, I was healed of all those mental issues, the physical, and I experienced being connected to source. The unified field is what um, quantum physics is calling it. But it's energy. And science also has a name for what happened to me. It's called spontaneous remission. And it is how a lot of the placebo effect works. It's in your mind. But when you touch source, when you touch the infinite, you are limitless, and you experience an abundance of energy and wholeness. And I have not been angry or depressed for over probably a good hour since. Like, the longest anything has irritated me or made me upset or anything since that experience, I have not been able to maintain a negative emotion for over an hour. And I want to help people experience this as well, because it is possible for everyone. I truly believe that. And my purpose for making this podcast is to share my story, and hopefully it resonates with even just one person and gives someone hope. And I'm going to be, in further episodes, I'm going to be sharing what I do daily to help maintain my positive mental state, my manifestations. I've actually been manifesting a lot of the things that I wanted, and I'm getting better at it every day. And I want to help others achieve that. I want others to see that you are the creators of your own reality, and there is a lot of good in the world, and you can create it. And if this inspires you, or if it resonates with you in any way, any of what I've been saying, please leave me a comment. Please let me know. I would love to get to know you, get to know your story, and maybe we can, help learn from each other, and see what other people are experiencing that works for them. And I would just love to help be a part of creating the change I want to see in this world. And I'm excited for the friends I know I'm going to make along this journey, and I can't wait to hear from you guys. Until next week. I love you all. Please be safe, and remember, you are loved by the universe, by me, by more than you know. You are truly unique, and you are special in your own way, and everything does get better if you want it to. If you truly believe it can, it will. And Anyway, next week, I hope to see more of you guys. Bye.